This is XinematiX, and it is, sorry about the squeaky chair. Let me get the mouse going here. 1 second. There we go. I'm actually going to turn some stuff off here. It's not opening. Anyway, these are the same people that make Audio Layer, which is right here. That's fine. Okay. And so right now, XinematiX and Audio Layer is going for $19.99 for a limited offer. They don't tell you when though, so you're just gonna have to take my word to grab it. Now previously, let me close this out. XinematiX was like $1,100. Insane. Wasn't no way I was gonna tell anybody to get this. The sounds are phenomenal. And you have 3 sounds that are blended, and this meter here allows you to pick the area of the blend that you'd want. This little dice basically randomizes which previously I had a thought about this where I said personally you could use AUM, get 3 sounds, put whatever effects you want on them, route them together, and do the same thing. And in a way you still can. However, one of the things I've come to appreciate about this, by the way, you can adjust the master tune or this tuning here, is they have a ton of reverbs. Look at this reverb program. Hold on. Check this out. Look at all this. Somehow when I did that, my mic went out. I'm not sure why it keeps cutting my mic out. I'm going to try to see if I can get this to work without. So, because it keeps cutting my audio out for whatever reason. By the way, I will say this plugin was a nightmare to get. For one, it kept crashing. The issues with iOS and Apple and whatever behind the scenes wasn't allowing it to be loaded. It takes forever to load the sound packs because it's like 40 gigs. So you have to make sure you got enough space on your device. Let's see if I can load it in here. I was trying to do it standalone, but at this present point, I don't feel like fighting it. And what was I gonna say? And so it was like all that money and it wasn't working. Now I didn't spend the money. I only spent the $20. So if you held out, you're in a good spot. You're feeling probably confident. If you didn't hold out and you bought this at a high cost, my condolences to your money, because that's a lot of money to fork out unless you just really love it. The sounds are great. I won't question that. Let me show you this if it'll let me. See, I can't even show you in here all the sounds. Let's see if I click here. Here we go. We can at least see. So here's all the packs. I mean, each pack, I'd say have roughly 10 to 20 sounds. That's just guesstimate. I'm not counting them. But you can see them here when I click on them. All the different sounds going on. And then this one, there is, yeah. So I would say each one's 10 to 15. That's more realistic to look at it and say. Some of them have a few more, though, depending on which one you click on. Like, let's see here. Like Space Effects looks like it has maybe 20 sounds. Now, these sounds alone don't necessarily do anything for me. Where I think it shines is the blending of it. And there's presets too. If you click down here where they already have them. But you can build your own. You see how as I move across the... So it says XinematiX. It's very cinematic in that essence. The sounds are very soundscapey like, which makes for great textural things in your track. It can also blend very unique sounds. Let's just do a random. It's very unique in that essence. And when I say random, it's really doing random. Look at that morphing with the chimes. I think it's extremely unique and a great plugin. I'm not questioning that. I did question the price. I do not think it's $1,100 worthy. I don't think it's $300 worthy. Part of that I say is because you're limited to their sounds. If this was a plugin, like it says no sound here. Okay, so if you don't want a sound, you could put no sound. But if this was a plugin that allowed users to bring in user sounds, and then you could blend them together and do more with it, then I might feel different and it might be worth more. But I would say for the sounds that you get, I could see this going for easy on iOS at least $100. On desktop, maybe like 200. But see, here's the thing you got to remember. Omnisphere is about $479. There's 14,000 sounds that it comes with, plus you can build your own sounds and bring in your own sounds. So for this plugin to be at more than $100, in my opinion, when you can't bring your own sounds, and the fact that you're pretty much hoping that when you click this, you're gonna get something that you like. But I tell you, man, it's still good sounds. Don't get it twisted in me saying all that. The sounds are really nice. I'm just the guy who's very picky and wants, when I hear sounds, I want to hear more than just, I just like bringing my own stuff in, if that makes sense. So, in some ways, this plugin is amazing. And like, here's a cinematic. So if you want it to be less stringy, I guess you'd say, you push it towards the piano. And the middle one is sort of adding that textural portion of it. But you're getting a little strings and the texture when you go this way. On the iPad, there's nothing like this. Nothing at this level. Could you make something where you use 3 or 4 sounds? Absolutely. But as one plugin, I don't think that I've seen anything like it. By the way, if you click at that bottom spot, you can move. So let's say you want to put a different instrument, you can do that. Click here. This one has no instrument, so maybe you want to go put some type of nature or something, or what is this one? All right, let's just do that one. So this is a rompler in my opinion. In other words, it's a device that can play sounds, right? It's playing 3 sounds. The only thing I think you're changing primarily is the reverb. You have a little bit of attack release you can adjust. If you click the shift button, you have another set of transports, which is, or things you can adjust, which is like the dB/octave, the cutoff. Then you have like transpose, pitch. And I don't know if this is for the reverb or if it's for something else. Then there's a white one, and I'm not sure if that's just you changing the colors. I'm unsure on that. Seems like just a color change. There may be something else to that I'm missing. Now, when I ran this in standalone, the CPU was pretty high. But I'm noticing here, DSP and AUM is only hitting like maybe 10%. And the CPU down here is not even showing up, so I'm not sure. I mean, it's incredible what you can come up with in this. And of course, you can always add your own reverb too. Like here's a reverb. Let's just put a little bit of this one. Actually, you know what? I'd rather a different reverb. Let's replace it. The one I'm thinking is Black Hole. It's very ambient. Yeah, there you go. Not that one. Nope. So I'm not playing anything special, right? I'm just pressing some chords, simple chords. Just seeing what it's doing. There's no sound on that third one, so let's just hit. So if you like a sound by itself, you could, in theory, just go no sound, no sound, right? You don't have to blend sounds, but that's the beauty of the plugin, is that you can blend sounds and really make unique ones. So if you came up with some other thing, like if you just want some noises, maybe put an pad in there. Here's what I don't get. I have 0. I do like this visual, it's kind of cool. But I have 0 control over this sound by itself. I think once it's in here, let's see. Or is this... Yeah, I may be wrong on that, but that's the reverb. I want to think this is the reverb control, but I may be wrong. So what does shift do? Hmm. So I'll have to do some more research to see what this is exactly doing or not doing. But as far as I know, the sounds you move left to right, the color corresponds to where the sound is, and everything in between is somewhere in between these sounds, right? And then you have the reverb program that you can pick, and then these, I think, correspond to whatever is going on up here. So I don't know why they, if white is just a color thing, and I don't know if shift gives you something else. I'm unsure on that portion. I'll have to figure that out. But everything else is pretty simple. There's presets here. You can save, share presets. If you pick a preset, these are sounds they feel. I think what would be cool is if you could attach an LFO to this circuit thing and have it drift between side to side so that you're not stagnantly sitting on one sound. I do like how the sound plays out after you switch sounds. This is a nice pad. Um, so there's a lot of good in this. Oh, by the way, I've got this on, so you can't hear the pad without it. Let me do it. It still sounds good. But depending on what you're doing, a good reverb can change everything. Now, one of the things I don't get in here, let's say I click on ambience, granular. Is it granular? See, I don't. And they should have made this where this kind of just goes back to zero if I double click it. So I could not have to sit here and do this. I don't know if it's back at zero or not. And I don't know if that affects the pitch. I mean, of the reverb, or what is that affecting? It's a little uncertain in that essence. So there's off, and there's different. How much dB is cut? So I don't know and don't think that you have control over each sound individual. I think it's a collective control over everything. That's what it seems to be to me. This plugin is great for $20. I mean, come on now, let's be real. $20 is a steal. I will not say that anything negative about it at $20. I just think that you accept that it's a Rumpler that plays sounds that can blend sounds with some reverb. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, I think that's all I can really do for this. Add your own effects if you really want to get more interesting, especially on iOS. Put in some maybe weird stuff, not weird stuff, but like a filter, something like that. That clicking is my keyboard, by the way. think it's great. I think you can't complain for 20 bucks. You get what you pay for, and it's not bad at 20 bucks. Anything more than that, I'd probably say maximum I'd pay for something like this is probably like 50 bucks. That's it. Just because I know it's a Rumpler and I can't bring in any other sounds. So I know that I can't tweak all of these sounds. They're pretty much what they are. And that's the limitation you get when you buy this software or this plugin, app, or however you want to term it. But nothing negative say at 20 bucks. It's great sounds. The sounds are amazing. That's no question. So there you go. That's my little take on what I think of it. It's just my thoughts. Everybody's got the right to theirs, and I'd be glad to hear what you think if you've tried this on iOS. But if you haven't and you're interested, grab it now while it's 20 bucks. All right, that's it. I'm out.